babalikan po natin sa mga puntong ito ang briefing sa Malacanang na pinangungunahan po ngayon ni Secretary Edwin Lasierda.
Wala kaming wala hong litrato ho kay Presidente. Ito. Ito po yung habang kausap po namin ni Secretary Rene, habang di pa nag-uumpisa yung meeting po. At saka ito po yung receiving room doon sa President's Hall. Tama ba itong pinapakita ko sa inyo? Ayun. Tapos, well, we'll show you the pictures. Ito po mga, yung pagpasok po doon. Tapos isa pang kuha po, nakausap ni Secretary Rene Almendras po, si Attorney Kapunan at saka si Miss Janet Napoles. It's kind of, yeah. Okay. We'll give it to, email ba to? Pwede email? We'll just give you an email copy. Or you want this already? Lahat ito. Lahat ito. Okay?
Padala sa email. Kapuso. Teresa Isla.
Hi, sir. Sir, just clarificatory questions.
Hi, Claire.
I'll send you regards. Sir, how long did Mrs. Napoles stay in the palace?
Short lang, no? The meeting with the president, mga around 10 minutes yata, if I'm not mistaken. Kasi it's primarily Attorney Kapunan was talking, and then si Mar also spoke about the preparations. Secretary Mar spoke about the preparations, and Chief Purisima also said something about the preparations. And the president instructed them also, this is the preparations we've made.
So the entire conversation with the president, with Secretary Mar and Sina PNP Chief Purisima, all in all, did it take around longer than 15 minutes, 30 minutes? Then you proceeded to cram?
No, mga 10 lang yan. When actual with the president was brief. I think mga 10 minutes.
But her stay, including
before that?
Yes.
Less than 30 siguro.
So mga less than an hour siyang nasa
less than an hour.
Malacanang.
Definitely less than an hour.
And sir, bakit po hindi na lang yung mga pulis na mismo yung pumunta sa palasyo to get Mrs. Napoles and bring her to Kramis?
Kasama, nandun ang pulis.
No, bakit hindi na pumunta na lang dito sa Malacanang at ba't kailangan pa siyang dalhin doon? Mismo sa Kramis?
Si Chief PNP were with police escorts also. But naka-convoy kami doon sa police. Di ba? The president was not in our convoy. Hindi siya kasama sa convoy namin. So, ang kasama po namin doon sa convoy, I was in the vehicle with Attorney Kapunan, Mr. Napoles, Mrs. Napoles, and the person kasama nila. And then the rest, mga police escorts na yun.
Kaya nga sir, bakit kinailangan pa na samahan pa siya papunta dun sa Krame? Hindi ba pwedeng puntahan na siya ng mga arresting officers here in Malacanang and then bring her to Krame?
We did. That's what we did.
No, but without you and si Presidente.
We wanted to ensure. No, the President just wanted to make sure of the area. In fact, he went and inspected the area. May mga situation, yung security ng area. He finds this matter very seriously. That's why.
And he did not trust the PNP enough to check yung security yung area.
He wants to see it for himself also.
Sir, yung matter of being a state witness, you mentioned nga na depende na yan with the ombudsman or the prosecutors, but hindi inaalis yung possibility na gawin pa rin siyang state witness.
No, again, I'm not in a position to say that, Tere, because the appreciation of the testimony of a person rests on the prosecution. So how they appreciate the evidence, how they evaluate the testimony of Ms. Napoles, largely would be a factor or the primary factor in whether a person can be a state witness or not.
So, hindi pa rin siya categorically masasabing removed or included pa rin siya?
I cannot at this point say anything about it because she has not given any testimony.
Sir, last point, meron lang clarification. When there was a call, when you made the call to clarify with Attorney Kapunan kung willing nang mag-surrender, did she outrightly say she would like to surrender to the President already?
She said first that first of all, I asked, I just want to verify, totoo ba yung sinabi mo? Yes. Oh, so why don't you surrender? We want to surrender. Okay, we want to surrender to the President. Why the President? Because he's the only person that we trust, given the situation right now.
And did she categorically say already that we will surrender today?
No. Because the only thing that I know is that I told her, I assume that you have a link with your client. She said, I don't have a direct link but I can reach her. So, that's why, hindi namin alam kung matutuloy ngayon o kailan. In fact, sinabi nga sa akin ng Pangulo, that's another lead. Will that happen? So, sabi ko, sir, I will verify with Attorney Kapunan.
And during that process na meron ng verification, aware na din yung PNP, yung NBI, DOJ?
No one was... when it was decided to be a go, Secretary Maro has informed the officials without mentioning who the person was.
It was not mentioned to the PNP, the DOJ, or the NBI?
This is with respect to the detention. PNP, Secretary Maros was talking to PNP. When he was talking to the PNP, he did not refer to Ms. Napoles. He just said some person.
Why was there hesitation?
No, that's not hesitation. Not so much a hesitation, but to prevent number one, security, and number two, a leak. And that's the reason why it never came out. Nobody knew in the palace except for a very select group of people.
Even the NBI and DOJ, hindi sila
I'm not
sinabi?
aware of that. I'm not aware. I was talking to the President, so...
Okay, last question now, Michael Ubak of the Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Good morning, sir. Sir, it's not unparalleled that the President would be receiving some suspected criminals or respondents to cases. But are we not sending the wrong message that Malacanang itself is Malacanang is opening itself to attacks or inviting criticism because of certain antecedent facts? First, there was an admission that the former law firm of the executive secretary actually helped in the execution of the counter affidavit of Napoles. Two, the firing of the PR who actually arranged the dinner, roundtable dinner or interview between Napoles and Inquirer editors and reporters. And three, there are reports that Napoles had actually donated huge sums of money in both in 2010 and 2013 elections to the administration party. So all of this, hindi ba ito naglalagay sa balag ng alanganin, nilalagay natin yung presidente sa balag ng alanganin because of all of this? So maybe the question is not, is the president allowed to receive those who surrender to the law? But the question is it appropriate for the president at this point, with all of these antecedent facts, to actually did what he did last night?
The factors that you mentioned are extraneous to the president personally. This does not involve the president personally. In the president's mind, what is important is that we bring the truth out, we move the case forward. Concept of surrendering to a sitting president has always happened. That was not something new. So whether it's appropriate, the president found it, this is the most appropriate time. There's an offer to surrender. And if we did not take on that offer, what would have been the repercussion? She would have been at large. She would have been, perhaps she would have been still at large up till now. And the case would not have moved forward, because even if you prosecute without her, the case will not move forward. You cannot arraign someone who is absent. And now that she is present, now that she has been secured, now that she has voluntarily surrendered, the case can now move forward. And any investigation against her will now move forward as well, with her given the ability to give her day in court.
There is a report that Napoles actually said sorry to ES last night because he is being unfairly linked to this case.
I might have missed that. I don't know. I wasn't. I was going in and out.
And are we not sending the wrong message, quote unquote, that Napoles is now untouchable, with the president himself accompanying him and cabinet secretary?
I don't know if that was the same sentiment that the people had when Luis Taruk surrendered to the president, or when Asidilo surrendered to President Quezon. Did it make Asidilo untouchable? Did it make Luis Taruk untouchable? Case will move forward. She will be prosecuted according to what evidence we have right now.
Question lang ng mga to. Tumanggap daw ba ang administration party, hindi naman siguro presidente, but the administration party, ng donasyon kay Napoles?
There is no record. According to COMELEC, I see from the record, there is no reported donation to the Liberal Party.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Secretary Lacerda.
Thank you, Vance. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Sir, stand by. May ambush interview. Thank you, Radio TV Malacanang. Thank you, IBC 13, PTV 4, and of course, Radyo ng Bayan. Back to main studio.
Katatapos-tapos lamang po ng press briefing sa Maya Malacanang na pinangunahan ni Secretary Edwin Lacerda, at sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon po matapos ang ilang araw na pagtatago ay makikita po o pinakita po ng Malacanang sa publiko ang pinakabagong larawan ni Ginang Janet Lim Napoles. Ito pong larawan na to ayon kay Secretary Edwin Lacerda ay nakunan kagabi sa may President's Hall o sa may receiving room papunta sa President's Hall ng Malacanang pasado alas 9 kagabi ng voluntaryo nga pong sumuko. Ito nga si Ginang Janet Lim Napoles ang di umano ay utak sa likod ng pork barrel scam. At sa press briefing kanina, nilinaw din ni Secretary Lacerda na hindi ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na may isang pugante o isang fugitive na sumuko sa presidente. At sinabi rin ni Lacerda na ang pinaka-importante raw ngayon ay makaka-move forward o makakausad na itong kaso ng kinasasangkutan ni Ginang Napoles. At yan nga po pinapakita muli itong larawan na nakunan sa may President's Hall. At ayon kay Secretary Lacerda, ito po ay larawan ni Ginang Janet Lim Napoles at ang kanyang attorney na si Attorney Lorna Capunan na kinunan nga kahapon sa mga oras na sumusuko si Ginang Janet Napoles mismo kay Pangulong Noynoy Aquino. At sa press briefing din kanina, sinabi ni Secretary Lacerda na si Pangulong Noynoy Aquino mismo ang nag-inspect sa lugar sa may Camp Crame kung saan siya dadalhin o dinala si Ginang Janet Lim Napoles kagabi. At kagabi nga po ay sumuko na ang pinaghahanap na si Ginang Janet Lim Napoles na kadetain sa Camp Crame, ang itinuturong utak ng umano'y 10 billion peso pork barrel scam na si Napoles. Ayon sa pahayag ni Presidential Spokesman Edwin Lacerda, pasado alas 9:30 kagabi ay sumuko si Napoles kay Pangulong Noynoy Aquino. Wanted si Napoles at ang kanyang kapatid na si Reynald Lim sa kasong serious illegal detention na isinampa ng kanilang kaanak at whistleblower ng pork barrel scam na si Benhar Luy. I-turn over ni Pangulong Aquino si Napoles sa kustodiya ni DILG Secretary Mar Rojas at PNP Chief Police Director General Alan Purisima para sa processing at sa booking. Ayon kay PNP Spokesman Police Senior Superintendent Ruben Theodore Sindak, nasa undisclosed place sa Camp Crame si Napoles para sa security reasons. Nakumpleto na ang booking procedure sa kanya at nagsagawa na rin ng routine exam kay Napoles ang mga tauhan ng PNP Health Service. Ikinatawa naman ng kampo ni Benhar Luy ang pagsuko ni Napoles. Sabi ni Attorney Levito Baligod, abogado ni Luy, ang pagsuko ni Napoles ay magbibigay daan para malitis ang kasong serious illegal detention laban sa kanya at sa kapatid na si Jojo Lim. Isang linggo na rin naka-heightened alert ang mga otoridad sa mga paliparan, sa mga pantalan at sa bansa para mapigilan ang kanyang pagtakas. Sa ngayon ay tuloy ang paghahanap sa kanyang kapatid na si Reynald Jojo Lim. Samantala, Hulyo nang unang pumutok ang issue kaugnay sa 10 billion peso Priority Development Assistance Fund scam. Ang naturang scam ay nag-ugat sa balitang may mga peke umanong NGO na katanggap ng pork barrel. Ilang senador at kongresista ang idinawit dito ng whistleblower na si Ben Herluy at Merlina Suñas. Lumutang ang pangalan ni Janet Lim Napoles, ang negosyanteng itinuturong nasa likod ng mga peking NGO na pinopondohan di umano ng pork barrel ng ilang mambabatas. Sa eksklusibong panayam ng GMA News kay Napoles, noong pumutok ang kontrobersya, mariin niyang itinanggi ang paratang. Hindi nagtagal, iniugnay sa scam ang ilang kongresista at senador na nagbigay di umano ng pork barrel sa mga peking di umanong NGO. Naglabas ng ang Makati RTC ng arrest warrant laban kay Napoles at sa kanyang kapatid na si Reynald Lim. Hindi ito para sa pork barrel scam, kundi para sa kasong serious illegal detention na inihain ng whistleblower na si Louie. Matapos ang ilang araw na paghahanap, sumuko kagabi si Janet Napoles kay Pangulong Noynoy Aquino.